Hello, listeners. This is the first Tao of Indifference podcast. Thanks for listening. I'm Indifferent D, and today I wanted to discuss 5 tips for dating success. I'm just going to jump right in, so let's get started. The first tip is to talk things through, and I'm guessing that if you're listening, you have a friend somewhere. Hopefully you have more than one. And no matter who you are or how smart you are, having a second opinion never hurts. You want to talk about your dating experiences or lack of experiences with someone and just try to get a lot of different opinions. For me, whenever I have dating issues or concerns or questions, I'll go to my mom, I'll go to friends, I'll go to single friends, I'll go to married friends, I'll go to friends who were not born in this country, I'll go to friends who never left their hometown, just to get as much knowledge and sort of differing opinions so I can sort of form my own opinion. I'm not saying you need to send out a survey, just try to get as many opinions as possible without sort of embarrassing yourself. Second tip, take all advice you get with a grain of salt. I know that seems sort of hypocritical because I'm giving you advice, but advice is only as good as either the information that you provide or it's probably general. So in this case, the advice I'm giving you now is very general. Everything on my blog is very general because I don't know every single one of you. But the advice that you're getting from friends may be a little skewed by what you're telling them, what they know about someone, or what you don't tell them. I know for me, I often will tell friends, this girl's crazy, when in actuality, most girls are not crazy. Most people aren't crazy. So just remember that the advice that you're getting is only based on what you're giving. If you're dating somebody and you complain to your friends that they cancel constantly, but their job requires a very free schedule, their advice is going to be a bit skewed and maybe not appropriate for your situation. So take everything with a grain of salt, which also is why you ask a lot of people for a lot of different types of advice. I know that a married friend will definitely give me advice about a girl I'm dating that's skewed more toward relationships, and a single friend might be giving me advice that's skewed more toward dating more than one person. So, take it all with a grain of salt. Tip 3, you need to be motivated by your failure. And I know that's very counterintuitive just because failure is not very motivating. It's something that's discouraging, obviously. But your failure really is part of the dating process. Dating process is really all about going on dates and failing. You want to try to have good dates, and I've given a lot of advice about having better dates and not going on bad dates, but the reality is everyone goes on bad dates. It just happens, unless you're married, and even then you could go on a bad date. Point is that dating really involves a lot of failure, and that's okay. I mean, every successful winner in life, whether it's dating or sports, fails at some point. No one ever never loses. Everyone loses, so you have to be able to accept that, and you have to be motivated by it. Unsuccessful first dates, second dates, third dates is just how dating works, especially if you are dating to find someone you're truly compatible with. If you're dating to only have sex and you have sex on the first date, great, that works for you. I'm assuming that you're not if you're listening to this website. If you are, cool, no judgment. It's really easy to get into this woe is me mode, especially if you're new to dating, you're recently single, and you want to be down on yourself. It's very easy to get into sort of that thinking that you'll never find success. And the reality is that you probably will find success as long as you understand that the failing is part of it. Each first date you go on is just teaching you how to have better first dates. I've been on a lot of dates in my life, and I found that the more dates I went on, the better I was at a first date. The more second dates I went on, the better I was at a second date, and so on and so forth. Every date you go on is really just a stepping stone toward finding someone who you're actually compatible with, who is compatible with you and is interested in you. But until that time, you're going to have a lot of bad experiences. just don't get discouraged. Keep moving right along. Which brings me to tip number 4. You have to be committed to the idea that hard work is part of the process. My blog doesn't sell you any products that make you think that there's a magic key to success, because there isn't. I don't believe that there is. If you go back and read everything, you'll notice that a lot of what I say is about working hard and trying to improve yourself and really sort of examining who you are, so that you're not sitting in a room wondering why things aren't working, but you're putting in no effort. No one ever meets anyone by sitting in a room and putting in no effort. You have to talk. Otherwise, you're just sitting in a room being lonely and weird. Part of the reason that people say dating is hard is because it really is. It's hard dating, especially if you're an introvert. It's hard to meet someone if you would prefer not to talk or leave your apartment. But the reality is that that's how dating works. You have to talk, and you have to leave your apartment. And again, you really, really, really want to avoid sort of quick fixes and panaceas and tips that are very much targeted on one specific method that you've got to pay for. It takes hard work, and that's that. And finally, the last tip. There is no quick fix. Remember that. There are no shortcuts in successful dating. There are shortcuts to getting laid. There are shortcuts to a lot of things. There are no shortcuts in dating. There isn't an app that will make you irresistible. There isn't some weird way of texting that makes you magically amazing. There's no way to edit your pictures so that when someone meets you, they will think that you still look like that fake picture of yourself. There's no shortcuts. If you want to meet someone and just hook up on the first date, there's a shortcut for that. If you, I don't know it, if you want success in dating, you need to try and continue to try. You will fail, but you have to keep trying, because otherwise you're wasting your time. So if you're new to the dating world and you're not finding a lot of success, give my 5 tips a try. And I'm just going to be upfront, results will vary. I don't know who you are, what you look like, what you act like, who you hang out with, who you don't hang out with, what sort of the dating scene is in your city, your town, your county, what have you. But these tips really are just a framework for success and not a surefire method for success. These are tips. These are not keys that unlock all the dating success in the world. They're, again, no surefire method to get you dates. These tips will help you when you're dating, and these tips will help you get dates. But again, it's really on you to put in the work and get out there and find success in dating. There are some people who have it really easy when it comes to dating. There's some people who look like models. There are some people who are rich. There are some people who find love in their freshman year of high school. These people are exceptions. Remember this. There are guys who can walk into a bar and meet a girl. There's guys who walk into bars and never meet girls. I mean, the guy who can walk into a bar and meet a girl is the exception. Just remember that. It takes a lot of time, a lot of patience, and hard work to find any real success in dating. And I hope that these tips help you to figure that out for yourself and really find success in your dating life. And that's it. I just wanted to give you a little quick podcast, and I hope that these tips help you. Good luck out there. Bye.